question is, with this merger, we call it a merger, or this conglomerate contractual agreement with NextEra and the other companies, are you going to want or push for or encourage a undersea cable taking energy and electric from Big Island to Oahu and maybe Maui?
If it's the right thing for customers, it's something we would want to pursue. You're laughing. Why are you laughing?
Because who are the customers now? It's right for Oahu. Kind of screw up.
Well, okay, that's
kind
you
of
know.
antagonistic
So
about
you make a good point. So one of the reasons why, as you all know, well, probably almost all of you know, a cable between any two islands between Oahu and any neighbor island is controversial. Is a perception that only one island is benefiting, and that's Oahu, right? Now, I put it to you that it's possible that two islands can benefit from a cable that connects two grids. But I'm not going to even try to convince you of that, because as we sit here today, I'm not sure. And we've done a lot of work. I don't think there's anyone anywhere who's done more work since the 1980s on looking at cables between the islands, including Oahu and the Big Island, and we're not sure it makes sense at this point. We need to do more work on it. They've done some work recently looking at a cable between Oahu and Maui and said, look, we don't think it makes economic sense. Our prior work, we said it did, but some things have changed. We need to figure that out. I will just offer up my own opinion that a cable to the Big Island is both more technically challenging and more economically challenging than a cable to Maui. And so I think as a practical matter, if a cable to Maui doesn't make sense, that it's going to be hard for a cable to the Big Island to make sense. But from our perspective, the jury's out. Yes?
Can you just admit to the fact that FiberNet is a subsidiary, that they do undersea cable, that anywhere a boat can go, you can land cable, you do the concrete, you do the silica, you do all of that.
No.
FiberNet?
No.
You're saying no?
No, you've got some wrong facts, actually.
Okay.
We do have FiberNet. It's a subsidiary. What it does, it's in the telecommunications business, so they lay fiber optic cable. I'm not aware if maybe they connect an island or something within Florida.
No, I didn't say you do.
But
I did not say you do.
let me be clear, because we are associated with the undersea cable, and I've already addressed one question. I'm happy to address more. But FiberNet has nothing to do with it. Okay, it's a telecommunications subsidiary.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
so shall we talk about the cable?
Okay, I'm going to talk about one more thing. You're telling me right now that FiberNet has nothing to do with undersea cable or energy power transmission.
FiberNet is a fiber optic cable company. I am not saying that they don't have a cable somewhere that touches salt water, because they may, right? They may, connecting, one island to another island in Florida, but it is not the submarine high voltage electric transmission subsidiary of NextEra Energy. Actually,
I know that.
Actually,
I know that.
NextEra
And
Energy
I'm
Transmission
I'm
is.
not accusing you of that. I said if we let you in the door with a subsidiary like that, and what you're saying is you're not like that, but
No.
I beg to differ with you.
Okay.
So there's something going on here. So we'll deal with that later. But I'm known to be crazy, so don't take me in any.
I'm not taking you as crazy, but let me just say.
I don't want to hold up.
Let me admit to
I don't
something.
want to hold this up. I can talk to you later.
Can I admit to something?
Yeah.
We have, in fact, the subsidiary of which I am the president, has spent a lot of time looking at submarine cables between different Hawaiian islands. We freely admit that. And what I've said is, well, first of all, we were doing that before there was ever discussion of a merger. If that makes sense, that is something we can pursue independently of the merger. The merger has nothing to do with the
I
cable.
know that. I'm saying if we let you in the door. You're in the proper place.
Go ahead and get the contract.
I can take the time to do it.
Are you saying, oh, okay, I think
So
maybe
I
you're
just
saying, isn't this a
have
great
very
idea?
good opportunity
All right, all right.
You guys.
Thank you.
That's all I'm
But
saying.
we,
I ain't got nothing else.
all right, fine.
Me and you can talk later.
All right. So about last summer, a year and a half ago, the Public Utilities Commission initiated an investigation as to whether a cable between Oahu and Maui made sense. Separately, they initiated an investigation as to whether the big wind cable to Lanai made sense. Okay, it's two separate investigations. So we contributed significant information on the Oahu-Maui investigation. And we said at that time, and we submitted studies and so forth, that we thought it made sense. We thought it made economic sense. We thought based on what we knew it made environmental sense because it would reduce consumption of oil. But we also said any cable needs to go through a full environmental impact statement. So we weren't prejudging that it would get all the environmental approvals and the permits that it needed. Okay, and that was, you know, autumn of 2013. The cost, we estimated the cost of that cable capable of transmitting 200 megawatts of power at $600 million. That was then. Inflation, if you ask me now, it'd be a little higher probably. Others had a little higher estimates, so that's just one person's estimate. Okay, so we thought it made sense. Fast forward, nothing much happened after that. Fast forward to August of last year. The Hawaiian Electric companies filed their power supply improvement plans with the commission. They said, upon further review, we don't think a cable makes economic sense between Oahu and Maui, therefore we're not proposing it. Okay? We responded in September, this is before we've announced the merger, okay? We responded in September of 2014, said, we don't know. Everything we've done says that it makes economic sense. Other people have submitted studies that say it makes economic sense. But we admit we don't have all the information that Hawaiian Electric is using to evaluate this. So we would like to consider it. And at the end of the day, we want to do the right thing for customers. If it makes sense, great. If it doesn't make sense, fine. And that is where we are today. Nothing else has happened in either of those what the commission calls dockets since then. So we're sitting here, you know, since we've announced the merger, people have asked us this question a lot. We've said, look, from our perspective, the jury's out. We still don't have all the information to understand what analysis Hawaiian Electric did and whether that would change our mind.